Boom! What's going on, everyone? Steve Larsen from Sales Funnel Radio. I am excited for this episode. Well, to be honest, I'm actually freaked out. This is my 2019 goal.
I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio.
What's up, everyone? Hey, so every single year I do this, and it's the scariest thing I do every single year. This is my 5th year in a row of doing this. If you want to see the past goals I've made year by year, you actually can find them on the YouTube channel. You can go to salesfunnelradio.tv. Salesfunnelradio.tv will take you to the actual YouTube channel if you want to check it out there. And you can see the playlist of my previous year's goals. Well, every single year I do this. And I remember the first time I ever did this, I was in this place of desperation. I was going into the Army. In fact, you can see I have a shaved head. There's almost no fat on my body for some of those videos in there. And I remember sitting back and just thinking, like, I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. I'm tired of not having what I want to have. And I need to start doing things that are more drastic, right? And that's kind of what was going through my head at that time. And so what I did is I grabbed it was my computer, and I literally had traded funnels for the computer I was using. Actually, no, not at that time. I don't even know that I really knew what a funnel was when I made that first video. When I think back about it, I was taking a lot of traffic courses. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Wait a second. At the time, what was going on? I was probably like business try. That was around number like 8 or 9, maybe 10. And what I was a traffic driver for Paul Mitchell, and I had my first like $1,000 day. And it blew my mind. And I was like, holy crap. And I was working with another guy at the time. We split the check, but still $500 in a single day for me. I had never done that. And I was super just like, I was blown away, guys. That was nuts, absolutely insane for me. We were living on like $3,000. We were living on $1,000 a month, basically, I believe. Something like that. Anyways, it was hardly any money. And I was tired of it. We had been married for 3 years by that time. And I was sick of being poor. And you can actually hear me in the very first thing say that. I'm tired of being poor. I'm tired of not having the things I'd like to have. I'm tired of not having a lifestyle. And like honestly, the biggest internal reason, I was tired of feeling like I couldn't provide for my family. And I was sick of all of it. And I was like, I need to start doing bigger things. I need to start doing big drastic things in my life that are like the big disruptive activities that literally catapult me to new levels. And so the big goal that I made, the huge big goal that I made, that very first video 5 years ago, you can see it, and you can see the progression year by year, which is crazy. I never thought I was starting a thing by doing this. But you can see the big goal. I wanted to just do an extra $1,000 a month. I was like, if I could just do, and I didn't know how. I was like, if I could just do $1,000 a month, that would radically transform our life. I mean, we would eat a little bit better. Yeah, we would eat more. We'd actually eat in general. We would, it was like, I was just sick of it, right? And I gotta be honest with you guys. Like looking back at what's happened in the last 5 years, first of all, is ridiculous. I didn't really figure out the game for the first 2 years doing these videos like this. Then I really started to about 3 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I was like, oh, snap, the pattern's everywhere. And then this last year, I decided to actually test the pattern and I left my job. And scary stuff. But like when I think about it, I'm like the things that have propelled me, I actually wrote this on my window. It says play angry. And it's not like, I'm not an angry guy, but when I remember back like what life was like before I started doing this stuff, I worked my face off, guys. I worked so freaking hard. I know the reason why stuff has happened really well in the last, especially 2 years. It's because I work really freaking hard, right? I only took 2 days for Christmas, and that's not necessarily a badge of honor. Like I actually want to change that, and that's part of what I'm going to talk about for my goal for next year, for this upcoming year. But I work hard. I work really hard, and I just get after it, and 9 times out of 10, I have no idea what the plan totally is. And I'm just taking action, right? I'm just doing stuff. So as I look back and like the things that have really like kept me moving forward, like yes, there's this strategy, that strategy. Remember to do this before that. Like that's great, and that helps. It's helpful. But 80% of it is me just remembering the crap that I was going through and what life was like without having known or doing the things that I'm doing now, which sucked, right? I mean, it was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, life was hard. And anyway, so I'm excited for this. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm actually nervous about this. I hate posting these videos. It's one of the reasons I do it. I hate it. It freaks me out. I don't want to tell you all my goal. I don't want to account for every previous year, every single January. I hate New Year's resolutions. I think they're stupid. Why am I going to do that once a year, right? At the end of every single month, I think through the goal, what I'm doing next month. I make sure that all the things and activities I'm doing are hitting me to that target more closely. I'm not doing that once a year. That's stupid. So I think, anyway, I guess an effort for me to like accept a little more of that New Year's resolution thing is to do this. So part of this, if you guys have never seen me do one of these episodes or declare my goal publicly, what I do is I account for last year, and it's not to throw mud in anyone's face. It literally is. So you can go back and watch like, hey, here was Steven when he had no money, was completely broke. Oh, second year, same thing, because he couldn't figure it out. Oh, next year after that, kind of, but it was like a lot of break even. Next year after that, wow, a lot of cash coming in. Oh my gosh. Next year after that, left his job. Holy smokes, why, right? What did he learn? And what I'm trying to do is just be super freakishly transparent in a way that you just don't, it's not really just that, it's not that popular anymore, right? It's not me saying like, woe is me, like, look how weak and vulnerable I am. Like, no, not at all. That's not the point. I just, what I'm trying to do is document everything I'm doing on the way so that, you know, being broke was one of the most painful things I've ever been through in my life. And it almost had nothing to do with the money. It had everything to do with my feelings of inability. And it just wrecked my brain, guys. I mean, it sucked. I don't want to feel like that. That's something that I'm really afraid of, and I'm open to talk about that. And so I worked my face off, and after applying a few of these patterns, things really started working, and then things really started working. And anyway, so at the beginning of this, I always go through and account for last year, and then tell you what my goal is going to be this next year, fiscally. There's several goals that there's really only like 2, maybe 3 goals that I ever set, ever. Anyway, so I'm going to go through the fiscal goal for this upcoming year, and then my plan to get it, which I'm really pumped about. And there's something that this episode is a little bit different than the previous ones that I've done where I just kind of like say the goal. I want to tell you what I'm trying to do, and what, there's a gap, guys. There's a hole, literally like 2 days ago I realized it was starting to appear in me. And I think I know how to fix it, but I'm freaked out, okay, about this one area, and I'm gonna solve it. It's been really challenging. So anyways, I'm excited about this though. Okay, so here it is. Okay, January 1st, 2018, I left my job, and just to be clear, I had no team. I had no additional revenue at all. Okay, I didn't. I had absolutely zero, I didn't have a product. Okay, I wasn't running any funnels. I didn't have a script. Guys, I left with nothing. And one of the reasons why, and I'm actually shocked how much hate mail I got by leaving ClickFunnels. Just stupid, by the way. That's my choice, no one else's. But when I left ClickFunnels, the reason I was doing it is because I had been coaching so many people in the 2 Comma Club coaching program at ClickFunnels. I had been coaching that I started seeing these patterns of what was making somebody successful and what wasn't. And there was these holes and these gaps. And what I was learning how to do is fill in those holes. And regardless of the product, the price point, the industry, regardless of what anyone is in, I was able to go through and figure out like, oh my gosh, this is how you fix it. And I would go in and create my own framework and drop it in front of them, and boom. And I helped create a lot of millionaires in that program. Literally, okay? A lot of 100,000-aires, which is still really good, and tons of people made money for the first time in their life, and which is so cool, meaning besides their job. And I started getting better and better and better and better and better. I mean, I'd already been doing the 2 Comma Club coaching program for over a year at least, probably almost a year and a half by the time I left ClickFunnels. And again, one of the reasons I left, there's 2 reasons. Number one, I just knew in my bones I'm an entrepreneur. I know that. I'm trying to be more true to myself and try and find me. And I know that I'm an entrepreneur. So the longer I stayed at ClickFunnels, regardless of how amazing it is over there, and regardless of how dumb it looked for me to leave, and how cushy and amazing and plush and secure that job was, it wasn't me. So I left. Okay, I had to grow some balls and just do it. Okay, so I left. So number one, right, I had to get out of there. The second reason though was, which was so painful, you guys. That was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life. Okay, literally, and it still hurts. Okay, and it almost is hard that I only live like 3 miles away from it because I just want to go in there sometimes. Like, what's up? Y'all are awesome. Hey, can I just hang out for a bit? You know, and I've tried really hard not to be that kid that just won't leave. You know what I mean? So I just didn't show up for the first like 3 months because I didn't want to be like, "What's up, guys? How you doing? Hey, remember I said I left, but I'm not leaving. How are you?" Right? So, anyways, I went and I left and really made sure I left. And the second reason though that I left was I had become very confident in the frameworks that I was producing. And when I was coaching them to people, I knew if they just did it, they would make money eventually, right? There might be some in-between things that they need to fix, which usually have to do with their personality and not my framework, but eventually it would work. And I thought, like, okay, a lot of good marketers do this, guys. You got to think about this, right? I started asking myself the question. I remember this. This was June 2017. And I started asking myself the question, what is something huge, like really big, like the biggest thing I can think to have to go through to prove that I know this stuff? Okay, like straight up, like I don't know what's the word, prowess, right? I was trying to, not as like a look at me, but like it was a proof to me and to others that like I wasn't just building funnels in the corner. Right? I knew there was more. I knew there was more. And I knew that my frameworks worked. And I started asking myself the question, like, how can I say, what can I do? What's an activity? What's something that's so big that it will be hard for people to not notice me, right? It'll be hard for people to, it's going to be hard. You know what I mean? And again, it's not like an out of an eyes, like, look at me, but like it represented to me so much. Because of all the crap I had gone through, you know what I mean? And all the stuff that had gone on in my life up until that point. And I was like, I need like a crucible. There needs to be like this big event. What's the craziest thing I could fathom going through to prove to myself that I could do it? To prove, right, that there was kind of almost like going full circle and healing parts of me that weren't healed about what I had gone through and what we, you know what I mean? And then especially like, how can I prove to myself that what I am teaching, I know it works? Okay, if I go to the gym and I'm like, hey, I want to lose weight, I will never hire someone who's overweight, right? I don't want to be a hypocrite and be the guy who's teaching stuff that he hasn't done. And that really got in my head, and it started giving me a complex. And I knew what I was teaching worked because I was seeing other people do it, but I hadn't done it. And to me, that's like, it's freaking blasphemy. Yeah, it's like, that's stupid. I'm never going to hire somebody who's broke to teach me how to make money. I'm never, right? I follow the principle of the guy who has the biggest cheese, right? Who the sausage number one man, right? Who's the guy, who's the lady, who's the person out there who has done it so much, right? And they can teach it so well because they're speaking from experience, right? And I wanted to be that kind of person. And I wanted to prove that my frameworks worked. So I thought to myself, what if you left your job with no assets, no income, no funnel? Like, this is freaking extreme. I know it is. And I'm not recommending that anybody do that. Okay. For me and where I was, that was the right answer. And I was like, that's insane. And I went back and forth for like a few months. Like, are you kidding? Like, that's stupid, dude. Like, why would you do that? You're going to go leave? Like, yeah, but it's like the ultimate. I told, like, you know what I mean? It's like the ultimate. It does work. Well, how do I know? Because I jumped out of a moving airplane with no parachute and built it on the way down. And again, scary, risky like crazy. Okay, that's risky. And so anyways, I'm super proud. I obviously wish I had made more this year. Who doesn't wish that? But I'm like really proud that it worked. And that I knew the frameworks and the models and the formulas to make the game work so well that I could do that. And again, not like a beat on the chest, look how great I am, but like, you see what I'm saying? It was really important for me to prove to myself that I could do that. And for whatever reason, me and my personal development and growth needed that. And so anyways, what I'm gonna do real fast, is I want to walk through what happened last year, what I'm going to do next year, how I'm going to do it, and then there's like something that's kind of freaking me out a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how to solve it, and I think I have the answer, but I'm not quite sure. Anyways, let me pull my whiteboard here, my trusty whiteboard. Okay, check this out. Here is, let me just make sure there's no glare. Let me look over here at the camera. All right, so last year, from January 1st to December 29th at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So I held off a little bit to record this episode because I was trying to figure out, let December end out. I did $850,000. Well, 850, 353, and then 87 cents. Okay. Which is cool. And last year, if you watch the video for 2018's goal, I was like, I'm going to go make $1 million. And I was like, I saw that and I was like, woo, crap. I was like, yeah, no, like, yes, no, super bad. I was like, no, because of this. Okay. So I'm super stoked. I did 850 grand out of the gate, no team, no funnel, no product, no system, right? The only thing I had been doing was publishing, which there's a big lesson in that. Okay. And publishing my journey. And I had done 100 episodes of Sales Funnel Radio at the exact date that I left ClickFunnels, I believe. The show hadn't even done 100,000 downloads when I left ClickFunnels. We're now at 250,000 downloads of Sales Funnel Radio. Last I checked, but it's grown by almost like 2,000 a day now. So it's anyway, which is awesome. Anyway, so that's cool, right? That's me accounting, being totally open and really vulnerable. When I left ClickFunnels, I followed my own formula, made 200 grand really fast out of the gate. And then it was, I got freaked out, guys. January and February, what happened was there was a lot of cash that came in. And I had built funnels for revenue, but I hadn't built systems for a business. So I was the business. And it was hell. I'm not going to lie, guys. It was so nuts. March came around, which was Funnel Hacking Live, but I turned off pretty much every revenue stream because I was like, shut it down, shut it down. I need to go set up this stuff, right? I got to go put these things together. So I started putting together all these systems and all this stuff. So like support, right? And then Cold moved out and I started putting all these people together and I said, because I couldn't handle the speed that the revenue was coming in. I couldn't fulfill fast enough, which is scary because then people are like, oh, it's a scam. And it's not a scam. I just can't keep up, right? Trey Llewellyn went through a similar thing when he sold that many flashlights. You know what I mean? Crazy. Anyways, so I slowed everything down, and a lot of March and April was a lot of more biz building, which was exciting, but it freaked me out, guys. I was trying to keep it cool, but man, I was so scared because there wasn't a lot of revenue coming in, right? Instead of like, at the beginning, it was like, 40, 50, 60 grand a month, somewhere like that. It was like 10, 15. And I was like, we're going to die in a gutter. Maybe this was a stupid mistake. Like, what have I done? So I was so scared. And I knew the process, though, and I just kept true to it and just blotted out got out the noise and turned everything back on. And we were back up to 50 grand, 70 grand. And then it was 5 months in a row of 100. And I was like, holy crap. Last month in December, we didn't hit the 100. It's funny, man. People go on holidays and everything just kind of like shut down. It was totally like a slow season. I didn't know that. But I'm so stoked though for it. And then what also happened though is we were pulling in so much money there that again, I had to stop things and slow things down. A lot of December for me has been business building and systems building. And so what I've been doing is going in and is building these things that make it so that I can move faster in 2019. So here's the sting, guys. Here's the sting. I did 850 grand collected. Check this out. I was so pissed off when I saw this. I was just really quickly running through my accounts receivable. And we're getting another big chunk of cash again either today or tomorrow. Okay, check this out. So 850 collected, 2 collect, like meaning the business is there, we're just collecting it still. 156,000. Man, that's $1 million, man. That's 6 grand over than $1 million. No. I was so mad when I saw that. I ran downstairs, my wife, and I was like, look, and then that plus that is over $1 million. What? Like, why did I not set up more systems? Anyway, it was super cool, but like, massive slap in the face. When I tell you guys the market will always tell you what to do, it just did, right? And I was like, no! And the market's saying, Steven, you don't have the systems in place yet to collect enough of the money up front in some areas of things that you provide, right? There's some really high-end stuff I go and I do. I get so excited about doing the thing, I didn't have everything set up, right? Which is stupid. But how would I have known unless I looked, unless I set the goal, unless I listened to the market, unless I was willing to fail? You know what I mean? So was it a failure? No, but yeah. By the numbers, yeah. Was it really? No. Did I do something really risky? Yeah. Did it work? Barely. You know what I mean? So I'm excited, guys. I can't describe to you the feeling of accomplishment that I have with this. If you guys have been following me at all, I mean, there's been many, many moments where I'm not gonna lie, little man tear happened, okay? It flexed on the way out, so it's still manly, it's cool. But there was a little bit of a tear there, and I was like, man, like, you're crazy, Steven. In fact, you killed Steven. You're Steve now, right? And anyway, a lot of you guys are asking me what you can call me. You can call me whatever. But anyway, so this journey, this year has been of just insane growth in many areas and a lot of facets. And I've learned what did work, what didn't work, where I should tweak stuff, where I need to go next. And I know what to go build next. And I know because of pain, I couldn't have foreseen some of the things, right, that I need to go fix, which is why I needed to leave ClickFunnels. You see what I'm saying? I would not have known, hey, look, when you move into this area, watch out for this and this and that, right? I want to be the ultimate litmus test for what I'm teaching people. And so, risky? Totally. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, not that risky though because of what I do and what I did. Don't compare yourself to me if you're like, oh, I'm not willing to leave my job. Yeah, don't. I'm not telling you to, okay? But what I'm so stoked about is like, that would have been $1 million. No, dang it. And because I have technically 2 businesses, I didn't get a 2 Comma Club award this year for my stuff, but both of them, like, we got the stuff to make them work really well. You know, it's freaking close. Anyway, so I'm being open with you guys, okay, about what happened, what didn't, and trying to be the ultimate like guinea pig on a lot of the stuff, and test Guru's material out. And Russell Brunson's is the closest material that I've ever found where it's like ready out of the box. You know, I can't get that way. I've tried and stuff. It's not that way for other Guru stuff. And I was like, I want to be long term. I want to have the reputation like that for my material, not like, yeah, when you go to that person's stuff, like, it's great and it's really helpful, but you still need like X, Y, and Z to actually use it. Like, I don't want that, right? I don't want that. That's why I made OfferMind and I made that event, because it was me going through and showing the framework. So I have a very framework, systems-focused brain, and I love going in and pulling those things out and showing, like, look, this is how I did it. Look, this is when it worked. This is when it didn't work, and being that kind of person like that. So anyways, going forward, my goal for next year, which is scaring the crap out of me, okay? Which solves half of my problem I'm gonna get to in just a moment here. Okay, my goal for next year though, okay, if you watch the pattern, a lot of what I've done for these goals is the first year was $1,000 a month. Then it was $3,000 a month. Then I think it was 5, and then 10. This last year was $1 million, which is 82 grand a month. This year though, man, I'm telling you guys, I don't totally know all of the path on how to get there, but I see enough of it that I think it's gonna work. Scaring me to death. Ready? Here we go. You can see that, right? Yeah, okay. $4 million. I've tripled the goal almost every time, and that's, you know, where I've gone from like 1 to 3, you know, then this to that. This 4 million though, okay, that's the goal. Gosh dang it, that's really freaky to say to you guys. Because I know the systems that are gonna be in place, like, I gotta have more of them. A lot of what I need to set up in order to actually make that happen though, I gotta have a better phone sales system. I'm noticing that that's a big issue of mine. I don't have that many closers, and there's not much of a, sorry for the glare there. There's I don't have as much of a system and a script set up yet for that stuff. What this year for me has been a lot about is a lot of the methodology I use and I teach is like, you need to enter into and design a new ocean with a single product. And then once the idea has been proven, then you go and you can develop all the things inside of the value ladder to go explode it and expand it and actually plant your stake there, okay? So for this year, I accidentally have kind of become the category king in 2 different categories. One of them was purposeful, the other was completely accidental, okay? The business I actually lead with, my major passion is offer creation and how to teach that and make, right? Just since OfferMind, collectively, those who attended, they've made like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, a lot of money. I know this stuff works, which has been tons of fun. It's not like one person who's just like killing it. It's a lot of people, and a lot of people have never made money ever. And I continually get a lot of people like, man, I made my first 10 grand ever. 10 grand, 10, 30, 30, 30. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? Pretty sure you guys made more money collectively than I did, which is awesome. And I'm very proud about that, actually. I make more money doing the thing than teaching the thing. That's also very important to me as well, and I focus on that a lot this year. So what I'm pumped about, you guys, is that I have gone in and I've developed these two, I have a front-end business and I have a back-end business, okay? And in one of them, I teach offers, right? And I help people create their offers, and I build off a lot of them, and a lot of people are in need for that. That's one of the major missing loops I was seeing in what I was coaching in the 2 Comma Club coaching program. And so I was like, I'm gonna go be the offer guy. And because of Russell Brunson and Myron Golden and Alex Sharfin and a lot of guys that I was being super vulnerable and open with, they were like, Steven, dude, you geek out about offers more than anybody we've ever seen in our entire life. Go be that guy. There isn't a guy for that. Go be that guy. And I was like, sweet. So I'm the offer guy for that. And I've proved out the idea into that market. How did I do that? By OfferMind. All right, OfferMind. Now that I've got that, I have a product up here. There's actually going to be a second one up at the top, and then there's a whole bunch of cool front ends. So on top of all these proving the idea in front of the market, that's a lot of what this year was about. It's not so much about cashing out. If you watch a lot, it was about me proving out the systems and the things that I was teaching that they work. If you look at Alex Hormozy, right, Brandon and Kaylin Poulin, you look at a lot of the people that blew up, made 10 million really quick, it's because the year prior to, they actually went in and proved out their systems and then scaled hard with a sales closer team and a phone team, and which is a lot what I'm gonna do. A lot more sales positions, a lot more money up front scenarios, so I don't have this happen again. The very one at the bottom says an assistant. I don't even have an assistant. It's literally 2 of us that are full-time. I have 2 content teams now. We're building an internal funnel building team, which is really exciting. For me to increase my speed, I cannot be the only one building my funnels anymore. So anyways, guys, what I'm psyched about is like, what I'm trying to say when I'm teaching you guys right here is like, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that fail at this part of it. This is where they die. They will remain the solopreneur. They cannot build the team. They don't know how to scale it. They don't know how to put the systems in place. I am excited to crack that code. I will win at it. And I'm really, really pumped about that. Now, the thing that's freaking me out real quick, just so you guys know, major growth in my life has come from scenarios that I don't know how to solve, but walk forward anyway. Okay? I didn't know how to build a funnel the first time I told someone I build one. Was it lying? No, because I knew it was possible and I knew I'd figure it out. So I YouTubed like crazy. Guys, I remember the first time I asked ClickFunnels support how to change background color inside the editor. Okay, seriously. You guys are way further ahead than I was when I started. Okay. I went and I got to that ClickFunnels event the first time with no money. I had to bootstrap my way there. That's a crazy move. That's a big, bold move, right? I created the original 2 Comma Club coaching program and ran the FAT event, which is crazy. A lot of successful people came from that event, right? For me to say yes to that was a scary thing. I had to replace Russell Brunson on stage for 3 straight days, okay? That freaked the crap out of me. Yeah, I was excited, but I was scared. All right, to be totally honest with you. Leaving my job? What? Okay, that's nuts. And so what I've noticed is that I suck. I suck at willingly manifesting personal growth. I'm not good at it. Almost no one really is, because when we start feeling pain, the natural inclination and all our justifications say, back off, Steven. Why are you going to feel that pain? What propels me forward and what I've been trying to figure out is what the next absolutely freaky goal is, right? What is the experience? I have a hard time willing those kinds of experiences into my life. Anyone does. But I know the way to do that. Like basic training, and I couldn't get out of that, right? I couldn't get out of it, and I did those things for a reason. For that reason, I did door-to-door sales because it scared the crap out of me, and I knew I'd learn that crazy in the middle of that environment. I'm trying to find the next environment. You see what I'm saying? Like the goal, $4 million. I know I'm gonna hit that. It's a goal. It's scary because I've never hit it, but I know I'm going to. It's not right. I know that out of this next year, I'll probably have at least 3 2 Comma Club awards. Okay, because I got a lot of products that are like in the hopper, and they're all gonna tie together and reference each other. It's gonna be awesome. But the thing that I'm trying to figure out is how can I architect freaky big things and environments I can't get out of. And I don't know how else to do that except for a big goal that feels freaky to me that I've never done before. And is it bigger than other people's? No, some people's are bigger than mine. I totally get that. But I'm on a journey and a comparison of me versus me. And to me, that scares the crap out of me. I gotta build crap I've never built. I gotta build stuff I've never done. And I gotta push forward that way. Anyways, what I'm saying is, the thing that I'm trying to figure out, guys, this sounds so opposite, completely opposite than what a rational individual would do. Guys, I was scared to death. I did not have an option when I left ClickFunnels other than to make money work through funnels. I didn't, because my back was against the wall, and I knew that, and that's one of the reasons I was doing it. I was like, look, I could learn at a really slow pace by studying others, which is good to do for a while. I could learn at a really slow pace by consuming tons of content, which is really good to do for a while. Right? Until you're trying to figure out what you want to do. And then I don't know another way except burning the boats, man. I voluntarily try to find ways to put my back against the wall and cut all options out. And what has been scaring me is that, like, for the last 5-6 years, there's been a lot of scenarios like that. Bam, bam, bam. I'm 30 years old. I don't want there to be too much comfort in what I do. That already, and this can freak me out, but it's, I know I'm going to hit it. I know I'm going to hit it. So what else can I orchestrate in my life to make it like where I don't have an option but to move forward? And so that's the thing I've been trying to solve, and it's actually been really freaking me out. I don't know how to solve that right yet, and because I don't want to get comfy. And there's so much. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not gonna like go experience and have fun, times doing a few things, or you know what I mean. I'm gonna enjoy life, and I am a happy guy. But like when it comes to personal growth and business and moving forward, and I want to frankly be big, and I know that, and hopefully you guys know what you want, and don't be apologetic about it. But like, how can I orchestrate the next ridiculous scenario in my life where I don't have an option? Like, I will figure it out of desperation, which sounds crazy, almost a masochist. I promise I'm not. But like, you see what I'm saying? I have never learned more about myself than in those scenarios. I've never learned to love me more than in those scenarios. I've never learned the fill in the blanks faster with more aggression, applied aggression, good aggression, right, than in those scenarios. So like, man, I left the job, right? And everyone talks about that. Okay, done. Right? I'm trying to figure out what the next freaky thing is. And I can't, I think there's a combination in there of like some physical aspect. So I've been like saying like, man, sometime I'm going to try and choke out Russell Brunson in jiu-jitsu, which is freaking scary because the dude's like all-American killer. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool, but like my back's not against the wall. There's no scenario yet where my back's against the wall for that, right? My back is not against the wall yet for this, which freaks me out, right? Which most entrepreneurs just kind of glide into the night when they hit some kind of a phase like this, and I don't want to be that way. And anyway, that's the real thing. That actually freaks me out more than the 4 million. I know how to hit that. I know the processes and the systems. I know exactly what I'm building. I'm almost done with my high ticket thing that I've been building and putting together, and it's so awesome. And there's nothing like it. And it comes from this perspective that has been very unique for me, for everyone else, because not many people do the stupid move I did by leaving my job. You know what I mean? Which is ultimately awesome. But you know what I mean? I'm really pumped about it. But like, I know I'm gonna hit that. I know exactly what my products are gonna be in my value ladder. I know exactly. I got people like building that stuff for me now, right? And my internal funnel building team that I dreamlined out, and I've already approached them. They already said yes. Now I'm just gonna run through the process of it. And I'm gonna treat it just like I do my content team. So I'm gonna babysit it the first few funnel builds, really document the system, and then keep moving forward. You know what I mean? But like besides that, like what about where's my next level of, oh crap, Steven, can you do this coming from? And that, my friends, has been one of the greatest accelerants to anything that I've done ever. So I'm really pumped about it, and but also scared to death because I don't actually know what that answer is yet. So I'll figure it out, and I'm gonna keep looking for it. But anyway, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. So anyways, guys, that's my goal. I collected 850. I still have to collect. Like the business is there. I just need to finish collecting it. 156, which is like, okay, I'm gonna do 4 million this next year. Honestly, I feel like I'll do 4 million this next year, running at the pace that I am. But like, anyway, I think at least we'll do 3. 4 is the stretch, which again freaks me out. But I see where to go for it, and I'm pumped about it. Watch how I'm launching my stuff moving forward. To watch how I'm doing that. It's a balance between what I'm doing publicly and behind the scenes in my actual company. It's this next piece, though. How can I orchestrate a little bit more of this, a little more fear for me personally? Not to be freaked out for the sake of let's put your back against the wall and see what you're made of, Larsen. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm psyched about this, guys. Thanks so much for sticking with me. It's a little bit long episode there, but I just want you to know, like, that's my goal. And I challenge each one of you guys to post your goal publicly. It will freak you out, usually scares people, and so much so that a lot of the audience that is following you that you may not even know about, even if you don't feel like you have a following, someone's watching you. They'll follow up with you. And a lot of you guys did with me. And they were like, Steven, you got to hit the goal, man. I'm like, I know. And I think I'm going to. And I thought I was. And then I didn't freaking collect on some of it. And then I would have. Dang it, man. Gosh. Anyway, whatever. Thanks for following the journey. Appreciate it. Again, challenge all you guys to go in and post your goal, whether on the comments of this post or somewhere. But get open and real about what you want. Get unapologetic about it and move forward, because no one wants what you want more than you do. Stop waiting for permission. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.
Oh, yeah. Hey, obviously a funnel's already dead if you can't even get anyone to opt in, right? So I spent 4 hours teaching an audience how to get high opt-ins, when they work, when they don't work. If you want access to that members area where you can watch those replays, just go to freeoptincourse.com to create your free members account now.